I was calling this luxury pen store in New York City the other day, or actually this morning, because I have a hunch that in China, luxury pens are used as a bribe, like $5,000 luxury pens, after, the Xi Jinping government cracked down on like bribery goods, like watches and stuff. You saw like a significant decline in that, but pens, you can claim it as $5, even though it's a $5,000 pen. You can write it off as a gift and then resell it for like $5,000. And I was calling this luxury pen market in New York, and I was like, "Hello, yeah, I'd like to talk to you about luxury pens. Do you guys ship internationally?" And it's like some Russian guy. He's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Great. What are your big like demographics? Like, who do you ship to?" He's like, "Sorry, are you Dubai or do you have a customer order?" I was like, "No, no, no, no. I'm just a reporter. I'm trying to figure out." He's like, "Sorry. If you're not Dubai, I'm very busy, very busy. Do not take it personally. Thank you. Bye." He just hung up on me. I thought, wow, that's the first time somebody said, "You're very busy. Don't take it personally." But so ends the week of, they have one more day, of Business Insider employees not being allowed to tweet. That's right. Business Insider banned their employees from tweeting. Well, technically they didn't ban their employees. What they did was issue a memo. Now, I have the memo somewhere because it was sent to me. I don't work for Business Insider, but it's New York Media World and everything leaks everywhere. New York Media World leaks more than like a Donald Trump administration. But basically in the memo, the editor-in-chief encouraged their employees to not tweet for a week. Because without tweeting, they'll be much more successful and get a lot of work done, and to see it as a challenge. I'm paraphrasing the memo. I could show you guys, but I don't want to be one of those people that shows private companies' internal correspondences. So anyway, the editor-in-chief issues a challenge to not tweet for a week, because they'll be much more productive. Which I find hilarious, as the 1 week they're instructed, as a challenge to not tweet is the week that, thousands of people get laid off in media. Now, in some ways I agree with this editor-in-chief, kind of hinting, hey, don't tweet or else. It was basically a veiled threat. But, this is like, let's talk about like why Business Insider told their employees not to tweet. And that's basically because tweeting gets you in trouble. And journalists love to tweet nonsense. Humans love to tweet nonsense, and journalists are humans, ergo journalists often tweet nonsense. A little bit of, Aristotelian deductive logic there. But I think there's always a big, like, in media companies, right? Twitter, while it's a great source for finding news, it's also a great source for tanking media organizations, because their employees inevitably tweet stuff or get snippy or respond to articles they've written or get in Twitter wars or flame wars or say something dumb, and then it can make the company look bad. And companies have struggled, digital media companies in New York City have struggled for a long time with how to control like Twitter policies. And they're always like, oh, you can do what you want with your Twitter. And that's always the case until you tweet something they don't like, and then you get called into the office, and they're like, "Listen, about this tweet, we don't want to see that again." So it's like, yeah, open Twitter, but actually not really, because if you tweet something that makes us look bad, and this is kind of just collectively known. But the fact that all Business Insiders were kind of challenged specifically on this week of all weeks, to not tweet, I found very, insider baseball-y, media-y. But I think it's just a great example of things that go on in media that you would never expect. If you were, if you're working at J school, or you're thinking about getting a media job, and you get a job at a media company, these are the kinds of things that go on. You're going to get memos telling you, challenging you like you're a kid, to not tweet for a week. Basically saying, hey, shut up on Twitter, don't tweet about the media layoffs, otherwise or else. Now, obviously, Business Insider did this from a PR position. They didn't want their journalists getting into arguments with other people, or saying whatever. But I think it draws an interesting line about like how much freedom of expression, I guess you could argue, should journalists have on Twitter, but how much do they really have? There's been some interesting studies documenting like how often journalists at a media company tweet their own work, and in some ways, like, the better a media company is at mobilizing their employees, their journalists and media employees to tweet the work that they make. In some ways, they can create their content to go viral in and of themselves. Because if you have, let's say you're a business insider, right? And you have a lot of media savvy employees and you make videos and articles, and then most of your employees are Twitter verified as well, and then they tweet out those content and reshare within themselves and comment on it. That in itself draws engagement to the post, and therefore Facebook and YouTube's and Twitter's algorithms recognize that and then promote it even more. So there's some interesting studies on how media companies game, the system with their own employees by telling them to publish the work, share the work, and then comment on it and get it to further engage, than it would otherwise organically. Anyway, just a thought. I mean, how do you feel about media employees being told not to tweet for an entire week? Not just at the office, but don't tweet even after hours. Do you think they should be allowed to do that? Do you think they shouldn't be allowed to do that? I kind of get both sides. Generally, as a rule of thumb, in my personal opinion, if you're going into the media, Twitter is nothing but a black hole of doom. You're better off, I think my parents, when I was a kid, my parents, we'd walk by the mall when those things existed, and they'd always say, look, but don't touch. Well, if I have kids, I think my advice to them on the internet would be, look, but don't comment. Anyway, that's just a thought for you guys this morning. Hope you guys have a good one. If you want to watch another video, click here or there. Let me know why you subscribed or if you want me to talk about something.